Your learning intention for today is I'm learning how to subtract fractions with different denominators. Your success criteria is I know how to get common denominators using pictures and multiplying by the opposite denominator. Awesome. Let's hop right into it. I'm going to be using the same strategy I used in my previous video where I basically drew vertical and horizontal lines and then combined the two. Let me grab my marker. This is your example problem. I'm going to be doing 1/2 minus 2/5. For my 1/2, I'm doing vertical lines, so just like this, up and down. And I'm going to shade in 1/2 of that rectangle. And then over here on the right side, I did horizontal lines, and I'm going to shade in 2 out of the 5 blocks. Awesome. Now here's where it gets interesting, and we combine our vertical and horizontal lines. So here we go on this side. Once again, I'm just going to draw the same thing as I did on the top row. Let me try again to make it more even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. And we're going to shade in the same amount as we did, basically drawing the same picture. Okay, before I go and show you the method that you probably already know if you remembered the last adding fractions video that I did, let's have the discussion. Once again, what is the denominator? It's the number at the bottom. Oop, right there and right over here. And the question is, when you're adding or subtracting fractions, do you need to have common denominators? The answer is yes. And this is because you can't add together different sized pieces. For example, as you can see over here, only one piece is shaded in here, right? Only 1/2. And then 2 of these tiny pieces. Does that mean I now have 3 pieces? No, because this piece is way more chunky compared to these little thin pieces. So here's the trick. This is when we're going to create our common denominators. And another term that I would use in class was what kind of pieces. Okay, so time to combine the lines. Over here we have the vertical lines. I'm now going to transfer these horizontal lines to this side. So 1, 2, 3, 5. Awesome. Now we can translate how many new pieces we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our new denominator, instead of halves, we now have tenths. That's what kind of pieces we have here on this side. And now we're going to put this vertical line over here, and we're going to transfer it right over here. Awesome. How many pieces do we have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. We now have common denominators. Now let's count up our pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or let's count our colored shaded in pieces, I mean. And over here, how many shaded pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here is where you are not going to do the same last step as adding fractions, because obviously you're subtracting this time. So now I have 5/10 minus 4/10. So now we can subtract right across. What's 5 minus 4? Dun, 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 equals 1/10. Ta-da! That is your answer. Now let's say I was running out of time on a test and I had a problem like this and I didn't have enough time to draw these pictures. Although it's important, when you do your problem on your own, I want to see all this work here. That way I know you at least know how to do this. But in the future, when you're in 5th grade and you have a thing like this and you want to make use of time, then we can come over here straight to the fractions. What did I multiply by what number to get 10? Well, the answer is 2 times 5 equals 10. And how did I get this 5 on the top? What did I multiply it by? 5. 1/2 is the same as 5/10. Now, where else do you see this 5? Right over here. I multiplied the other fraction's denominator, right here, and I multiplied the top and bottom by that denominator. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. What number do I multiply so that I get 10 as my denominator? Well, 5 times 2 equals 10. And whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. 2 times 2 is 4. Alrighty, so I took this denominator and I multiplied by top and bottom. Awesome. Okay, you can rewind this video if you'd like to see that again. But now it's time for your practice problem. I set it up for you because this is how I would like to see your work on your paper. So when you're doing your problem or on your line paper, scratch piece of paper, go ahead and you can hold it up to your chest and show it to the camera. That way I can see it. You guys did a fabulous job of doing that on your last video. But here we go. I want you to show me, oops, this is addition from last time. I want you to do subtraction. Remember, we're subtracting, we're not adding. So at that last step, make sure you're taking away. Show me 2/3 minus 2/5. Just like this. Alrighty, I'll hold it still for you guys. I'll also place it in the description bar just in case you don't pause it in time. But that concludes this lesson. That was subtracting fractions with different denominators. Okay, have fun with it, guys.